What's going on, y'all? Nick, yeah, coming to you with another video. So check this out, y'all. So as you can see, I have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
What's up? How you doing? My name is James. I have a YouTube channel called Answer Black Void. You can follow me there, and I'm happy to be here with the message sent.
All right. So you guys, we have a very interesting video. You've been hearing about this Brittany Renner situation and Charleston White. And we're gonna observe just a couple of clips here, but straight up, this chick is wilding. I mean, she was straight up tripping. I mean, I'm gonna just let the receipts talk for itself. All right. So let's get into it.
PJ just got an amazing contract. How does that make you feel as a woman knowing that's your baby father? What is your first view on that?
Honestly, I want my child's father to win.
Exactly.
It's just what it is. And regardless of what people say, I believe he deserves whatever he feels he's worthy of. So,
All right. Man, I'm gonna just stop it right here because, like, did you see her facial reaction?
I see her facial reaction. I think she's reacting this way because she's been asked about PJ Washington ad nauseum, and she's frustrated. I mean, the PJ Washington was years ago. It's 2023. It happened probably 2, 3 years ago, maybe.
Right,
So, and they still asking her the same question.
right.
So she said she doesn't wish. She said she wants to wish him a good, good luck, have a good life, and I think that's what she means.
So you actually believed her when she said that.
Why not? She's moved on already. He's moved on. He's
Okay.
found another girl. She has a baby. You know, I believe that she moved on. I believe they both moved on.
All right. I'm gonna just
What about you? You
I'm
think
gonna
she's a liar?
let's see this real
he
quick.
deserves whatever he feels he's worthy of.
All right, right there. That's that look. That, like the eyes. That's what got it for me. Like I think she clearly. I don't think she actually meant what she says. Now I don't think she has any ill malice towards PJ. But I do believe, especially because you're gonna hear these guys in the podcast mentioning the fact that he just pretty much got a deal, what 300 million over the course of 5 years.
Yeah.
So he's about to catch the bag. And I think she is somewhat regretting it. Like this girl, she looks peed off. Again, I don't think she has malice towards PJ, but I think it's more so she's reflecting on her life and the potential that she's missing out on, especially considering the fact that she was with the dude and this is just modern woman, nature for you. She can't keep him. She didn't know how to keep him. So now she's out on the bag.
Well, I have a different opinion because I've been watching multiple interviews on Brittany Renner.
Right.
So the thing is, you're gonna, when you watch her, people have been saying that she's been a gold digger. She's been wanting PJ Washington as a come up, and contrary to what people may think, I don't think she was a gold digger. I think she genuinely loved him, and she genuinely wanted a family with him.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why, you know, their relationship dissolved. So now she moved her way, he moved her way. Because regardless if he's getting the bag or not, he still has to pay child support.
Okay, that's a good point. So, Matt, that's a good point. Let's keep going real quick. All right.
Mhm.
So, whatever that contract looks like, that's what it looks like. And I didn't have a child, you know, I had a second degree tear. You know what that looks like?
I'm gonna say just
Hello?
say no. I'm gonna
Hello?
say no for all of us.
Is everybody fucking
I'm just gonna
listening?
say no.
Hello?
Yeah, your
A
son.
second degree tear? You know what that looks like?
I mean, that boy with that.
All right, so I know I keep pausing, but this is highly disturbing for me because this is what I mean by why I believe it was a little bit disingenuous, right? Because look at how she says, I didn't have a child, I had a second degree tear. That to me is so disrespectful because first off, there has been many women before her,
Mhm.
after her, that has delivered babies and have gotten a tear, right? It's nothing to laugh at.
No.
So I want to make that very clear. This is by no means me trying to make a mockery of what happened to her during the childbirth. What I am saying is that to disregard the blessing of having the child and to relegate it to just the curse, I got a second degree tear. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, are you not in any way, shape, fashion, or form happy about just having the child at all? Like, because she didn't notice, she said, I didn't have a child. She's saying, I had a second degree tear. Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah. Now, I do believe there's a poor choice of words. However, I think when she's trying to state that the tear represents a sacrifice.
Mhm.
The tear represents pain and suffering I endured for this man. If you remember a couple of years ago, she stated that athletes are dumb. She stated that they don't use condoms. They just sleep with her, and she could have easily used them to come up. All those celebrities that she dated before PJ Washington, all those athletes she dated, she did not have a child by then. But with PJ happened to be different. So she could have easily trapped the other athletes.
Mhm. Mhm.
She could have easily trapped and had their kids, but she chose not to. Because remember, they was going inside of her raw. But with PJ now, she chose to be with him. She chose to be, settle down with him. So now it's just like, okay, you don't believe I love him? Why would I endure a second degree tear for him?
Okay.
So all of this, and understand this. If you deal with kids, you understand trauma and pain.
Yeah.
She's clearly lashing out in rage and anger because the narrative is that she's a gold digger. She doesn't love PJ Washington, that she used him as a come up. So this is what I see, that she's lashing out in pain.
Okay, that's a very good point. I see what you're talking about in terms of the sacrifice, right? You guys listening to this, please put in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think on this because I love the fact that we see things differently. I do see your point though, where it's just like, okay, if I didn't truly love him, why would I go through all this sacrifice for him? Now, my thing is this though, right? If I may, James, explain to us then, if she loved him so much, then what was it? Why was she not able to keep him? Because clearly, I don't think it's the looks, right? So
it could be a multitude of reasons why they didn't stay together.
Mhm.
It could be that maybe PJ didn't want to have kids with her and decided to leave. Maybe they were not compatible as they thought they were.
Mhm.
Maybe he saw a quality in her that he didn't like.
You see,
Maybe
if I may, I gotta stop you just a bit, right? Because you say they're not compatible. You see, this is where I personally believe, like, you see, truth be told, a woman, right, even from a biblical standpoint, right, she is supposed to assimilate to the man. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you read your Bible it says very clearly, I believe in Genesis 3, it says that, the man shall rule over you and your desire shall be unto him. Period, point blank. So whatever, dreams, aspirations, some of y'all may not want to hear this. Some of your women may not want to hear this, but I'm just speaking from a biblical mindset, right? You may have some dreams, aspirations, goals that you have, but prior to meeting that man, but when you meet that man, you should be willing to put that aside and just follow him. You get what I'm saying? I mean, that's the whole point of submission. A sub, as in the prefix under, mission, meaning that you're under his mission. Whatever mission he outlines for you, you should just follow suit. And the same goes in us as men in submission to the creator. I mean, whatever mission he outlines for us, we just need to follow suit. I mean, the story of Jonah, right? He was supposed to go to Nineveh. He tried to do his own thing. And the Most High was like, hey, no, you're going to do what I told you to do, regardless of what you think. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of submission. So this is why I'm not really grasping what may have caused this divide, because if she truly cared for him, and I think what this video is going to show is that there's something that is wrong with her. Like, there's something wrong with her. I know she's presenting that she really loved this man, but it doesn't seem like she was really willing to forego her, Jezebel nature. That's what I'm getting from it.
Now, there's three things I would like to say.
Yeah.
One, you cannot hold people to those standards if they do not believe.
True.
If they don't read their Bible, if they're not Christian, if they're not Muslim, if they're not a Jew, if they're not a Hebrew Israelite, you cannot hold them to those standards. That's one. So they operating based on their own morals and their own principles.
Yeah.
PJ Washington, if he wanted submission, if he wanted her, he should have married her. So it's not just Brittany Renner at fault. Is PJ Washington at fault? Because clearly, if we're going to go by those biblical rules, it says if a man sleeps with a wife, he must, not in the future, he must make her a wife.
Yeah.
So PJ Washington is at fault. He's the man. He's the leader. So he should have married Brittany Renner if he wanted submission. You see how that works? So now the problem is, a lot of men, they don't take care of their responsibility. They do not wife these women, so it causes them to be bitter. Number three, she stated in a podcast before, she has bipolar tendencies. I think she's bipolar.
Man.
She said it herself.
Yeah.
So this is a culmination of people not understanding who she is. She has mental issues.
Demons.
Bipolar. She needs help. This is a cry for help.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening. So she's stating that she loved him. Nobody's listening. They keep pounding on her that she's a gold digger, a gold digger, a gold digger. And this is what you see here, the resentment.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna play for the sake of time. Let me keep going on. I think you're making good points, but I do want to reflect on what you said, especially concerning I believe your second point. Can you repeat it one more time?
The second point is PJ Washington
Should have wiped up.
Should have wiped him. Should
Right.
have wiped her.
Please keep that in mind.
If he wanted her to be a wife, for her to perform her wifely duties, he should have wifed her.
No, I think you're making a very great point, because a lot of men, they take the whoremongering route and actually cause these women not to actually operate in their role. But I will say this though, Brittany Renner, if she's not presenting herself to be a wife, and again, I love what you're doing because you keep an accountability on the man, which I think is absolutely awesome. I do want to say, just for the women out there, that, at the end of the day, you are the one who determines who comes into you, period, point blank. So, I mean, she should have the wisdom enough, should have the wisdom enough to understand, or understood, since it was a long time ago, that if you really desired that man, I mean, all this, you talking about bipolar and all this stuff. I mean, it's clear she needs help, like you said. It's clear that mentally she's not altogether there. But yeah, no man is gonna wife up a woman that is psychotic. But I want to play this because again,
now the thing is, if you don't want to wife her, you should never engage in sexual acts with her. So that's PJ's fault.
nah,
You knew about her past.
yeah,
She stated on the internet she slept with so many celebrities, so many athletes, and she was very candid about it.
yeah,
But you, PJ, you're gonna want to sleep in that. That's your fault, PJ. That's your fault. And now you've created a generational curse.
ooh, come on,
PJ,
yeah, you're right.
he created a generational curse where another child doesn't have his father present, and another bitter woman. that's his fault.
Yeah. No, you make it. Hey, I definitely rock with what you're saying here, James. I mean, they both are at fault. It's just so sad that it is Brittany Renner who's at the, all the backlash is at the expense of Brittany Renner.
Exactly.
Ridicule is at her expense. But again, this is a woman who's not in her like mid-30s. She should have matured from this. But we could go into this. I just want to play some of the clip even furthermore. Let's check this out.
Big when you had him.
He was, I think it was 8.1.5.
That means she had a big baby.
Almost 9 pounds, right?
Another NBA player.
Does that matter to you? Does that matter to you? Who had such a motherfucking opinion about me?
Wait,
Does
time
that matter?
out. It's group. My opinion changed, but
Hold
yeah,
on! Answer the motherfucking question.
no. No, it didn't initially. No, hell no.
Okay, I had a second-degree tear. That means they sewed me up.
Yeah, okay.
Right. You know what that means? That means I love that motherfucker. My pussy was fucking split open for him.
Right.
You understand that? You lost 9 pounds.
Big boy.
Okay?
Gratefully, I had a 5-pound baby.
Good for you.
Yeah,
My
nice.
baby was almost 9 pounds.
Big boy.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. All right?
No, I wanted to say that because I think it is important. A lot of people do
What's important?
that. You do wish well for them.
Most.
Here's the thing. Let me just tell you, and every one of the motherfuckers that are commenting, she doing too much. She
Fuck 'em.
At the end of the day, this pussy had a second-degree tear. Do you know what that means?
You just taught us.
Ripped.
What is it?
Ripped.
Thank you, Charleston.
Ripped open.
Ripped.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, boy had a head like his daddy.
Ma'am.
Yeah. Boy had a head like his daddy.
Damn, Chips Ahoy.
All right.
Hold on.
So, a ripped fucking vagina. Hold on.
Say it again. Say it again. For the people in the back.
Let me tell you something. 50 pounds. Do you hear what I'm saying?
That boy born 50 pounds?
No, you gained.
I gained 50 pounds.
Oh, shit.
Charleston, 50 pounds. That's just somebody, I'm just whatever. It's about money. Let me tell you something. I can't be bought.
Hello.
That's what all these people in the chat can't seem to understand. They think I can be bought. They think that it's just about money. It's just whatever. It's the highest bidder. I believe in true love.
Hello.
I heard her say that. But
I said it 100 fucking times.
Hey, listen.
Hello?
Hey, listen, now listen.
Listen to what I'm fucking saying. Shut the fuck up when a real bitch is talking.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay.
Get the
So go ahead.
Now, classic tantrum and classic lashing out.
Yeah.
She screams, I loved him, and Charleston White confirmed that. She said it multiple times. And then she said, I said it 150,000 times or whatever. And now she screams. That's classic cry for help.
Yeah.
You see that many times with children, right? When they're trying to tell their story and nobody believes in them, this is when they lash out. You see?
Yeah.
She's stating, people have stated for years, you don't like him. They put in words in her mouth. She says, I endured 50 pounds. I gained weight for him. My vagina teared.
Yeah.
You see, all of these things. I would not subject myself to this if I didn't love him. Because notice, she slept with other athletes before. She did not subject herself to that. We gotta compare. She slept with, so she has a book of how many athletes she slept with, how many rappers she slept with. And she could have easily had their children, but she didn't. But with PJ now, she did. So she's clearly stating that she loved him, but people keep saying that she didn't love him, and this is why she's angry. Because she's notice, hold on too. Sorry before. She says, I cannot be bought. She's trying to say she's not a gold digger. This is the point that people are not understanding. Now, of course, she's gonna act out, she's gonna, as you saw her, exude sexuality, kicking the Chips Ahoy. She's gonna use vulgarity, right? Because she's not mentally all there. Right. However, the message is there.
Now, here's what I'm trying to tell you, or I'd rather present to the people, right? Why isn't she all there? And look, women, y'all have to hear this, right? Because I actually agree with your points, James. I do believe she actually loved PJ, but fundamentally, I do believe she was set up to fail to begin with, right? Because look at all the times you mentioned that she had slept with a whole bunch of stars and players before PJ. And what I'm trying to say is that even from a biblical standpoint, right? People keep thinking that these soul ties are not real, but they're absolutely real. Her mind and her spirit is probably fragmented from all the people she done laid with before she even interacted with PJ. So what I'm saying is that when she did get to PJ, and this is a lot of you women, you meet a man that you actually probably do love, and you don't realize that your behavior and the way you carry yourself is probably not even conducive to him wifing you up, because your mind and your spirit is so fragmented because you allow too many people to enter you. This is why the body count is extremely important. Again, I don't want by no means to justify PJ, but she has to understand, as much as you claim you love them, you were moving wrong. And that's the reason why fundamentally it did not end up working. You get what I'm saying?
Now, I agree with you that
we have less than a minute.
Racking up a body count is horrible. It's very horrible. And I do believe that, she gave too much of herself to all these men. So they were like vultures almost, eating on a carcass. Yeah. It's taken and taken and taken from her. And this is why, she's suffering mentally. I agree with all of that.
Yeah.
How do we now prevent other women from going through what she's going through? Because if she's sleeping around with so many men, who's guiding her when